content of your mind is a huge heap of impressions. So between these two, this huge heap of impressions and this heap of… I won't call this huge, this heap of food that you gathered from outside, if you have to gather so much, there must be something more to gather this, isn't it? Yes? But your experience of life is limited to just this, your body, your mind and your emotion. When I say mind and emotion, they are not really different. What you call as my emotion is just the juicier part of the thought. Thought is dry and straight. Emotion is little juicy. Without that, you would feel too dry and thirsty. So because to quench that thirst, you make a certain part of your thought emotion. The way you think is the way you feel, isn't it so? Yes? Right now you think this is a wonderful person, you have sweet emotions towards that person. Right now you think somebody else is a horrible person, you have ugly emotions towards that person. You cannot think he's a horrible person and have sweet emotions towards that person, isn't it? You cannot think this is a wonderful person and have ugly emotions towards this person. The way you think is the way you feel. People think they are different simply because emotion has a certain amount of drag time. See, today you thought this is a wonderful person. Tomorrow morning your thought told you this is a horrible person. But thought immediately changed its direction. The moment it saw a few things, it just immediately changed its direction. Emotion cannot change its direction, it has its own drag time. It still continues. But after 3 days, emotions will also change. Maybe 3 days or 3 years, how long you take, it's different. But it will change, isn't it? It'll catch up with your thought or no? It does. Emotion is more fluid, so it has drag time, you can't gather it immediately. Thought you can gather it immediately and redirect it this way. Emotion you can't gather it immediately, it spills all over the place. It takes certain amount of time to gather it. So your thought, your emotion, your body, everything has been gathered from outside. So what you have from outside, you can gain, you can lose, isn't it? You can gather it, what can be gathered can be lost, isn't it so? And it will be lost. Either in the course of life or in the process of death, it will be lost. And when you constantly live with something that is going to be lost and that can be lost any moment, naturally you will live a very unstable and insecure life, isn't it? Just see how much of your life has been structured around your security. Almost everything that you do is about your security, isn't it so? Yes? Is it so? Please carefully examine your education, your career, your family, your children, your emotions, everything are centered around your security somehow, isn't it? When you're constantly thinking about security, when you're constantly concerned about your security, you will not walk full stride of your life. Every step will only be a half a step. You cannot let yourself go completely into the process of life. Always the question is, what will happen to me? What will happen to me is the question, isn't it? Till this problem is taken away, you will never realize the full potential of who you are. You will never find full expression, either to your body or to your intelligence or to anything, till this question of what will happen to me is taken away from your life. Only when you come to this state, nothing can happen to me, whatever, whichever way life is, this is the way I will be. Unless this is brought in within you, you cannot take full steps in your life, you'll take only half steps in your life. So the spiritual process means bringing another dimension which is beyond the physical into your living experience, so that this problem of security and insecurity is gone. Because you're so totally lost in your instincts of survival, you think everything is within the range of this. It is not so. See, if you don't mess with your mind right now, to be peaceful and joyful is natural, is it so? Is it so? Do you have to go and conquer the world to be joyful? Can you just watch the sun setting and be joyful? Can you close your eyes and be joyful? Yes? Can you think about something and be joyful? and not think about anything and still be joyful? So, being joyful is not happening because of any particular act in the world. Yes? People might have gotten there by doing many things. That's different. This is like, on a certain day, a bull and a pheasant were grazing upon the field. The bull was grazing upon the grass and the pheasant, the bird, was picking ticks off the bull. They are in some partnership. There was a huge tree at the edge of the field. The pheasant looked up at the tree and very nostalgically said, "Oh, alas, there was a time when I could fly to the topmost branch of the tree. But now I do not have enough strength in my wing even to fly to the first branch of the tree." The bull very nonchalantly said, "Oh, that's no problem. If you want to get to the top of the tree, every day you take a certain dose of my dung. Every day eat some of my dung, and within a fortnight you will get there." Very hesitantly the pheasant started pecking at the dung, and lo, on the very first day he reached the first branch of the tree. Within a fortnight, he did reach the topmost branch of the tree. So he went and sat on the topmost branch of the tree, just beginning to enjoy the scenery. The old farmer who was rocking on his rocking chair saw a fat old pheasant sitting on topmost branch of the tree. He pulled out his shotgun and shot the bird off the tree. The moral of the story is, many times even bullshit can get you to the top, but never lets you stay there. In so many ways you're trying to bullshit yourself into joyfulness. You have gotten there many times, but never stay there, isn't it? Yes? You can do this just by running on the beach, by dancing, by singing, by drinking alcohol, by taking a drug, by doing so many things. It all gets you there for a moment, but never lets you stay there, isn't it? Yes or no? The more you don't get to stay there, the more and more desperate you're becoming with life. Now I'm talking about joyfulness, what it is. There are many, many ways to look at this. One simple way is, let's say right now you lost your peace. If you lose your peace, what happens with your life? First you today go home and yell at somebody at your home, your husband, your children, or your wife, or whoever is there. If it continues, tomorrow morning you pick a quarrel with your neighbor. If it continues, then you go to your office and yell at your boss. The moment you yell at your boss, everybody knows that you need medical help. Yes? When you yelled at your husband, wife, they thought it's normal. But the moment you yell in a place where there is going to be serious consequences for you, people know you need medical help, isn't it? So they took you to your doctor. Initially the doctor tries to talk you out of it, but you won't budge. So the last thing is he'll throw a pill into you. This pill is what? Just a little bit of chemicals, isn't it? If you throw this pill into you, you do become peaceful. Maybe not forever, for a short period of time you do become peaceful. It is working, that's why so many people are popping it, isn't it? It is definitely working. Maybe just for a short while, but it is working. So just a little bit of chemicals is bringing peace into you. Or in other words, peace is a certain kind of chemistry, isn't it? If peace is chemistry, isn't turmoil another kind of chemistry? Yes? Isn't joy another kind of chemistry? Isn't misery another kind of chemistry? Agony another kind and ecstasy another kind? Every human experience has a chemical basis to it. Now I'm talking about creating the right kind of chemistry within you, where to be peaceful and blissful is just natural to you. You just create the right kind of chemistry. Now, this is the way you are. This is not something that you pursue outside. We have engineered the world today in many ways so that it functions better for us, isn't it? We have done nothing about ourselves. Engineering fundamentally means to create situations the way we want it, isn't it? We have strived hard to create external situations the way we want it. But our inner situations are not the way we want it. What's the point now?